Ever thought about how being truthful and generous could be strong tools for getting power and influence? In Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, Law 12 looks into this interesting idea, stressing the planned use of these good qualities to put off enemies and shape stories. In Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, Law 12 uncovers an interesting plan. Use some honesty and generosity to make your victim feel safe. While seeming unexpected, this law underlines the skill of using truth and kindness as tools of control in the complex acting of power plays. 1. The ultimate flex, deceptive benevolence. Let's take it back a couple centuries to this legendary figure named Charles Maurice de Talleyrand. Dude was an absolute savage when it came to navigating the ruthless pursuit of power through slick diplomatic moves that spanned entire eras and regimes. His whole modus operandi, on full display in the scandalous XYZ affair, is like a masterclass in the intricate dance between honesty and manipulation. Now get this. Talleyrand was low-key the one orchestrating the whole scandal behind the scenes. But instead of denying any involvement, my guy had the audacity to publicly condemn the corruption, playing the outraged honesty card to amplify his perceived integrity. This power move wasn't just a shield from suspicion, it actually boosted Talleyrand's reputation for being a straight-up moral boss. His persona as this honest broker stayed pristine, even as he covertly pulled all the strings to his advantage in the cut. Big brain tactics. But wait, it gets crazier. Talleyrand would strategically reveal certain truths while keeping his own shady machinations on the ultra DL, perpetuating this illusion of sincerity. Each act of seeming honesty became a calculated pawn in his grand scheme, not just gaining him power, but locking in unwavering loyalty from those around him. The true mastery here wasn't just expert-level deception game. It was the artful fusion of honesty and manipulation through this perfect storm of generosity, perception control, and calculated candor that allowed Talleyrand to craft an image of pure benevolence, concealing his real Machiavellian motives. His legacy stands as a testament to the immense power of illusion in the realms of influence and diplomacy. Salute to the GOAT. 2. Queen Liz, mastering court manipulation. Now let's take it back even further to the OG Queen of England's Renaissance era, Elizabeth I. This woman was an absolute boss at mastering manipulative tactics within her Elizabethan court through precisely timed acts of generosity that created intricate webs of loyalty and dependency among her subjects. Similar to the principles Greene lays out, Liz's approach was like a straight-up predator stalking its prey. She'd scope out vulnerabilities with sniper-level precision while maintaining this facade of kindness and candor on the surface. Her generosity was far from just an act of benevolence, though. It was a meticulously calculated strategy to solidify her iron grip on power. She'd lavish courtiers and advisors with extravagant rewards, titles, and gifts, each one carefully chosen to bind them tighter to her sphere of influence in an inescapable web. The classic example is her relationship with Sir Walter Raleigh. When Dude introduced tobacco to England and impressed the Queen with his intellect and charm, she didn't hesitate to reward him with exploration rights and knighthood. But this wasn't just a thank you, fam. It was a strategic move to tether Raleigh closer, fueling his desire to stay in her good graces while prompting him to take bigger risks just to maintain that favor he so desperately craved. Her generosity was never random, though. It was precisely timed and tailored to foster a culture of flattery and vicious competition within her court. By strategically bestowing these favors, she cultivated a perpetual sense of insecurity among her noblemen, keeping them in a constant state of longing to please her and secure advancement. Every gift, every title was like a thread in this intricate tapestry of manipulation she wove, binding her subjects to her will while concealing those true diabolical intentions behind a veil of generosity and kindness. Elizabeth was moving that Renaissance chessboard like a grandmaster, fam. Straight 4D power moves. 3. Building trust through strategic transparency. Now let's switch it up again and look at how raw, calculated transparency itself can become a potent weapon in the quest for power and control. I'm talking about Cardinal Richelieu, who was the big dog chief minister to French King Louis XIII back in the day. Richelieu was a master at this idea of strategic honesty, revealing certain key truths that served his agenda while keeping other sensitive info on total lockdown that could mess up his plans. It's all about striking that delicate balance to create an illusion of trustworthiness while still retaining complete control of the narrative and maneuvering situations to your advantage. Mind equals sign blown, right? His handling of the cunning Marie de Rohan, Duchess of Chevreuse, is a prime example of this in action. Despite Marie being neck-deep in a whole conspiracy plot to overthrow Richelieu's reign, dude didn't even bother with the typical denial song and dance. Nah, he went full savage mode with brutal transparency, openly admitting he knew all about her sketchy plans to take him down, while issuing this cold hard warning that anyone opposing him and the crown would face dire consequences. Zero chill. This audacious candor about his uncompromising stance left Marie completely disarmed and paralyzed. Her whole conspiracy was frozen by the realness and credible threat conveyed through Richelieu's words. Meanwhile, he kept other countermeasures and contingency plans on total lockdown, maintaining an aura of menacing unpredictability that left her utterly powerless. Trapped in Richelieu's maze of strategic reveals and concealments, Marie's whole coup crumbled under the weight of his honesty power plays. It just goes to show how truth itself, when wielded with precision, can become a ruthlessly effective weapon in the grand game of power dynamics. Salute to the Grandmaster Cardinal. So there you have it, squad. A deep dive into some of history's most devious power moves rooted in honesty, generosity, and a whole lot of diabolical strategy, all explored through the lens of Robert Greene's iconic book, The 48 Laws of Power. Peep Law 12 if you want to really go down the rabbit hole. Now, as wild as some of these manipulative tactics sound, we've got to recognize that power dynamics and political maneuvering are just part of the game in all aspects of life, whether we like it or not. Understanding and applying these principles can help you navigate those dynamics way more effectively to achieve your goals and protect your interests in our often ruthless dog-eat-dog world. But always remember to move with integrity and consider the human impacts, fam. With great power comes great responsibility, so wield it wisely.